You have f***ed me up, Bill. I am on a history tear. I'm now reading a book about World War I. I am like, you instantly turned me into an old man because after Flyboys,
confused how that started. Somebody got assassinated in like Austria. Some king,
Archduke Ferdinand got assassinated. He was
Franz Ferdinand, right? Like the band.
Yeah, Franz Ferdinand.
That's the reason why I remember that.
It's amazing. I'm not a great reader, so like I get half of the information, and then I start telling it to people.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, man.
You're not a dumb guy, but a guy like you with a brain like yours, when you go through school, did you feel like you were dumb?
No, I was bored. I always felt dumb. Yeah, I was always like, how can someone hear that? I still to this day don't know how to take notes. Like, I remember I'd sit in front of paper and go, what part do I write down? Like, I get too wrapped up in all the talking to be like, that sentence. No. I should be making a fucking graph. This should be.
So would you ever sit there faking like you were writing notes?
All the time. I never took notes once in life. Not once. When they take notes on this, I have no idea what they were writing down. Like how someone would take notes, no fucking idea.
It is amazing how not ready for a guy like you school is. Where they, like a guidance counselor, I imagine it, from your story you just told, if they were to look at your report card, your level of attention or whatever, how they used to gauge that, they'd be like, oh man, like I'm not letting my daughter anywhere near this guy. This guy is a loser. And then you go out in the world and do what you do. Like there was no class other than being a class clown because you had a captive audience. There was really nothing in those things that was going to, like, I guess, teach you, or I don't know, shine a light, being like, that guy sucks at math, but I'll tell you, he can tell the story.
Yeah.
Get this guy on stage without a shirt on. I'm telling you, things could happen. Like nobody, I'm sure you played shirts and skins in gym class and no one was going like, there goes a fucking headliner.
My early shirtless work was kind of notable. I got to be honest with you. I ripped my shirt off at a pep rally one time, just ripped it off. And I was like, everyone get down here. And literally 900 kids ran down this, like the bleachers, stampeded each other, like on top of each other. Everyone's fucking hurt. Absolute chaos. And Father McGinn slapped me in the chest shirtless in front of my mom. You, Mr. Kreischer? Mr. Kreischer are an asshole. Whap! And slapped me in the chest. And I looked at my mom. I must have been 16 or 17. I looked at my mom, who was standing right there, and she goes, he said it. You're an asshole. And I was like, fuck.
Wow. Because I was just going to say, I would have loved to have heard what somebody's thought was as a teacher. If I was a teacher and I saw somebody rip their shirt off and cause 900 people to turn into Beatlemania, I'd be like, at very least, that guy is going to crush it in sales. At the very least, this guy's he's selling the most Hyundais this month. But I think because teaching is such a difficult job, and it's just like you got the hecklers, the class clowns, the fucking idiots, and as a teacher, you have 30 fucking people who are sitting there and all they want to do is get drunk, get laid, or get the fuck out of there, except for like 5, I don't know, whatever those kids were with the pocket protectors, wanted to be there. Like they were probably too burned out. They probably already had too many preconceived notions about you that like to not see what you were going to be. You were just more this pain in the ass. I think class clowns are more viewed as like pains in the ass. Like, I'm trying to get through this lesson. This person keeps yelling this shit out.
I had a teacher.
I'm trying to have empathy for a teacher, huh?
I had a teacher in college. It was a film studies class. It was maybe, I'll ballpark it around 800 kids in the class. It was an auditorium class. And I sat dead center, maybe 9 rows back, like pretty dead center of the class. And he called one time, my roommate, Blair Mendez, who's a lawyer in Tampa now, can vouch for this. He called, Blair and I were in the same class. I answered the phone. He goes, Mr. Kreischer? I said, yeah. He goes, you you were failing my class right now. And I said, okay. He goes, do you have any idea what you're going to need to make on the next 4 tests so that you pass? I said, probably A's. And he goes, actually you need to make like 120 on each of the tests. That's inachievable. I'm just letting you know that right now. I said, well, is there any way I can do extra credit? And he goes, nope, there is something you can do. I said, what's that? Bill, hand on a Bible, swear on my daughter's lives. He goes, if you do not show up for class again for the rest of the semester, I'll pass you. And I said, excuse me? And he goes, you are so distracting in class, and I can't deny that you aren't hilarious. Bill, I swear to God, he goes, you say some of the funniest things, and when you get me laughing, I really lose focus, and I can't teach to the kids that want to learn. So if you just promise not to show up, I'll pass you.
This guy, wow, that's kind of cool that he said that.
I said, deal. And I
he
said,
wasn't like, let me tell you something, Spicoli, you pain in the ass. This is our time.
Really fucking cool. And I hung up. I looked at Blair, and Blair was like, what did he say? I said, he asked me not to show up, and I'm going to pass. And he was like, are you fucking kidding me? He was like, call him back. Tell him I won't show up if he passes me.
See, that's where he fucked up. He should have said, you can't tell this to anybody. And you still would have told him.
I would have told everybody.
But he should have been smart enough to say that, because he probably could have lost his job.
And what sucks is, I'm being dead serious, Bill. I was murdering in this class. I mean, I would murder in this class. It was probably the funniest I've ever been or ever will be in my life. For whatever, like at my
great sex in this class.
I would destroy, and I would get this guy laughing. And once I had this guy laughing, he was a giggler, and he would fucking double over, and he would go to start another sentence and bring back to like think of what I said. And I mean, me and this guy really gelled. He would love my stand-up now if he knew that I am who I am, like that I have specials out as a film guy. I bet he would fucking love my shit. And what sucks is it was a fun fucking class. Like it was a really interesting class. The film class. And man, I destroyed in this class. I was killing so hard every day. I got excited to go to this class. Oh,
that's amazing. Yeah. I had like my killing in a class, it all depended on, like, I was really respectful of the pecking order. If there was a bunch of football players, athletes, and cheerleaders, I was like, all right, they are the chosen ones, so I keep my mouth shut. But then when some of my other classes, it was just sort of the middle of the pack guys like me. I could have a couple, I could get a few one-liners in there every once in a while. I gotta be honest with you, I don't really even remember high school. It was so fucking long ago. I just remember not doing well, and I remember getting yelled at a lot. I got yelled at from like junior high on. 7th grade on. 7th grade on. I had a fucking social studies teacher. If this guy could have grabbed me by my freckled neck and thrown me out the window. See, the difference between you and me, you're lovable. I'm a cunt. And I always have been. And this guy he fucking hated me. And I got a laugh off. He said, well, what if you did blah, 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 blah. And I said, oh, you'd get sued. And it got a big laugh. So I just kept saying that. And it was like I think it was the beginning of the Sue happy culture. This was like the early 80s. And he just flipped out going, no, you see, that's what's wrong with this country. Flipping out. And at one point he got so mad at me. He made me, there was this, I don't know, this table in the middle of the class. Everyone was sitting in a circle. He made me sit at the table. You sit at that table by yourself. So I got there. There was all these regular sized chairs and one really little one. So I sat down in one of the regular chairs, and he's like, in the little chair. Just sat me there, and I just sat there going like, wow, this guy is like really, this guy's really upset. And I sort of started this thing where like me and my whole group of friends just started getting under his skin, and it really bothered him. And I remember one point he was yelling at us, and we were just staring at him. We didn't give a fuck. And I just remember he goes like, oh, what is this? The gang look? And we all just bursted out laughing. We literally had a 40-year-old guy unraveling emotionally. With like, I don't know how old we were, like 12 or 13. That was 7th grade. And then 8th grade, I remember there was this kid from Texas named Todd who was in my class, and he was the funniest motherfucker I ever met. And that school year felt like it was 3 weeks long. It was like going to a comedy show. He was out of his mind. I remember one time he challenged this burnout to an arm wrestle, and he was just stronger than the kid. And he goes, all right, and they go to do it, and he all right, 1, 2, 3, he just goes slam, and he slammed the kid's hand down, and then started running around the classroom, holding onto his hand, slamming this kid's hand down, and everything. The kid's going all around, crying, laughing, not realizing the psychological damage it was doing to this kid. It was back then where you're just like, thank God that wasn't me. This is fucking hilarious. I had some foreign language teacher. I don't know what the fuck happened. I told this story before, right? She was smoking hot. She was wearing a dress with a slit up both sides of her fucking legs. So what do you think I'm looking at, right? And then she calls on me. I don't know what she's talking about. And I was too young to be. I should have been like, well, look at what the fuck you're wearing. Put some fucking clothes on. Maybe then I'll be able to say, "Comment allez-vous?" You're fucking gorgeous, and I can see halfway up your fucking dress. And I'm in 8th grade. What am I supposed to do here?
Oh, dude, I had my ability was, if someone was on the verge of upset, that's when that joke showed up for me. Like right when someone's like, "Hey, one more word out of you." That one more word would like whatever my creative juices would just go like, "Oh, I'm going to find the one word that sends them over the edge." I remember we were watching.
I went for the laugh. I would do the one more word and then get detention.
I would go for the laugh, but whatever that
walk home.
I remember we were in a fraternity meeting, like a big chapter meeting, and you got 3 strikes and then you got kicked out of the meeting, and I got kicked out every meeting. And one time the meeting hadn't even been lasting 5 minutes. My buddy Eddie Fernandez and I were not friends at the time. We were fighting, and he was trying to talk about the Pi Phi homecoming. And I kept making jokes about doing homecoming with Pi Phi. And the president at the time was a friend of mine too, not anymore, but was a friend of mine. And he stands up and he goes, "I swear to God," he goes, "Bert, one more fucking joke about Pi Phi and you're fucking out of here. You understand that?" And it's silent, right? 180 guys, silent. Sits down, and I lean over to the guy next to me. I go, "2 Pi Phis walking a bar." And the fucking place, whoa! And I just, there's something about.
Did he have a sense of humor about it, or did he get mad?
He ended up beating me up because of a joke. So no, he never really appreciated my sense of humor.
Yeah, control freak.
He was one of those guys that when he was younger. I don't think he's like this anymore. I haven't talked to him in 25, 30 years maybe, but he was a very physical dude. He was like Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan started smoking pot. But this guy didn't have a great sense of humor. And I wrote a song in college.
Joe Rogan before the catalytic converter.
Yeah, exactly. Fucking ripped, yoked.
Carburetors.
5'7", just fucking a Cuban muscle, this guy. And he was the coolest fucking guy. Like I was friends with this guy for a very long time. He was 2 years older than me. And then I wrote this song making fun of all the people in our fraternity, and I included his name, and he got really upset, and he ended up beating me up and sending me to the hospital. So whatever.
He beat you up like that?
Yeah. Oh, it was bad. It was pretty bad. I was yeah. So and then I never talked to him again. Never talked to him.
Did he care?
I don't think he did. I mean, I think he probably, I wouldn't be shocked if he went into therapy because of it, because I think he had anger issues that I don't think he was ever in control of.
Yeah, I would say that was a bit of an overreaction. That's one of those things where it's just like, is it really the song or is it your childhood? Like, what is?
I think that was it. And by the way, I said way worse things about other guys on a fraternity, and everyone took it with stride, like laughed at it.
Nobody in the frat tried to break it up?
Oh no, it was me and him. I was playing pool with another guy, and he just kind of came up out of nowhere. And I thought we were friends. I was like, come on, man. Well, let's talk about this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. And he just grabbed me in a suplex, fucking flipped me on my head, knocked me unconscious. I woke up and then I was like, this is like a really intense story, but I woke up and I was out of it. I had a really severe concussion and I walked onto campus and I didn't know where I was. I was really confused. And some girl found me crying on the middle of campus because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I was. I couldn't connect two thoughts. Like I was lost kind of. Wow. And so she took me to the hospital and my roommates found me. And it was kind of super traumatic. But then this guy graduated and I never spoke to him again. He graduated. That was like during exams. He graduated and I've never spoke to him again. I saw him on Instagram. I was friends with his girlfriend that I made fun of too. I saw him on Instagram and they seemed very happy.
You made fun of his girlfriend too?
Yeah. Well, that was the joke. Yeah. But it wasn't bad. It wasn't even bad. It was like just her name.
All right. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
You don't have to sing it.
No, I'm not. What
is the line?
It's just basically connecting the two that they had sex. Like, but they've been dated for 4 years. Like, it was really a really bad line. It wasn't even funny. It just said her name.
Are you afraid if you repeat it, he's going to somehow drive across the country to the valley and drop you on your head again? I respect that.
I'm not going to lie to you. It was a pretty traumatic event in my life. And by the way, I'm afraid I'll run into this guy. I'm not afraid of fighting the guy or anything like that, but I'm always afraid I'd run into the guy and just it would be uncomfortable in Tampa. I feel bad for him. I know it's not a good thing in his life. He's got they seem very happy right now. He still goes to concerts but
you did a deep dive into this guy's Instagram, huh?
The other day someone tagged me in something and he was in it and I went, oh, I wonder how he's doing, like hoping he's doing well. And I just saw his wife's Instagram. I kind of perused it and I was like, oh, cool. His sons kind of look like him. Like he seems like he's really happy.
And there's still lyrics pop into your head?
A few real quick ones. And I was like, little did he know I'd be doing this for a fucking living, that he would be the first person to get upset at one of my jokes. Get in line.